emotions come from your thoughts, and your thoughts come from your intentions.
Right.
Because I intend something and I start thinking, and then out of those thoughts, the emotions are born. So this is what we attract, either angels or otherwise.
Like attracts like also, You said that the energies find people who would be able to pass on the message to other people who are not aware, even if that energy or master comes and stands in front of them. You said they wouldn't know. So what makes one more in tune to receiving this energy? Today, I genuinely feel we are ready to open up to the energies. Like I asked Guru, living in Rishikesh, and I told her, Ma, I want to do a past life ray. I want to check what happens. She said, क्यों बंद ढक्कन खोलना चाहती हो? In Hindi, why do you want to uncover things which,
The current situation in the world, or the masters of the universe, or, the supreme enlightened masters, they know that we human beings have failed miserably at managing the world, taking care of it, of ourselves and everything in it. And if there is no intervention, this will not be only lost to human beings, but we must understand that this planet is a very unique planet. This is home to other species, and there is more than what we can see. There are entities which live in other dimensions, maybe under the earth, above. So the earth just doesn't belong to just us. So what is happening is now the energies in the world are so high that everything is being magnified. That is why you see a lot of good happening. NGOs are there. People are becoming more compassionate. Yeah. So this is a time for awakening because the earth needs us.
So the earth is a planet that we live on, but we don't even consider that the earth might have a soul, and how we are destroying our mother earth.
Seema, have you ever seen a square nest?
Square nest? No.
They're all round. Raindrops are round. Our teardrops are, what, everything, there's no sharp edges. It is like a mother's womb. She's the Adishakti. She's the eternal mother. That's why we say Mother Earth, not Father Jupiter. We say Mother Earth. And this knowledge, calling her Mother Earth, is not just us. Just about, say, 1,000 years ago, there used to be scriptures written in different parts of the world, and they all used Mother Earth.
Right.
Where did that come from? In just 100 years, everything has changed. 100 years is all it has taken to erase a state of divine existence. Forget about evolution. Just be in a state of contentment. The main purpose of life existence is to be happy. When you're happy, you start radiating joy, and you add that to the energy grid of the earth. So in this 100 years, all the conditioning has taken away all our means to be joyful. So forget about other things. People are in this eternal rat race until something happens. And then they say, there must be more to this. Am I only born for this? Then things start happening.
But when we are children, from that time, we are conditioned from the moment we are born. It's in the womb too. You are conditioned, and the memories that we carry of our past lives, there was conditioning then too. I know you're saying that we should be content and we should be happy, but then the material things, you have to eat. Now, if you see National Geographic Channel or any other animal channel, all that they focus on, the animals, is the food. Man has made it into a trade. So we have to make money to eat. And that's when you have to get approval from the other. Like you said, you're selling...
It has just got a different name, Seema. Earlier also, 300 years ago, somebody gave coconuts and bought rice. It was barter system. It was a give and take. But now it is... that has become the currency to control. Earlier it was collaboration. Let's get together. Let's all live. The so-called advancement was not really an advancement. Because anything that is actual an advancement makes the world a better... What is the meaning of advance? Go ahead, get better. Maybe we have increased our longevity with some medicines, but what is the quality of life? Kids nowadays, they know that education is business. And, by the time they're 40, they're stressed out. That is because they think that this life is all there is. there are past life karmas. There are parental conditioning, then societal and generational conditionings are there. But despite all that, if I have 10 ingredients, I'm not given biryani. I'm giving the ingredients. It's up to me after a certain age, till the age of 14. Your karma is connected with that of your parents. But after that, you start making decisions. Kids start saying no to their parents at the age of 2. I will not wear this. So there are opportunities and we do change our lives. That is why there are people who come from a certain background or a set of situations and they go on to become something else. So that is there. It is the choices. Yes, I do understand that there is pressure. There's a lot of societal conditioning. That is why it is very important for people to talk about these things so that if one person like you're coming forward, we need lighthouses. Every port has, at a strategic place, they didn't have 10 lighthouses. They had one. So now the masters are raising up people who will be a lighthouse in their community, who will draw people's attention to, am I really what others, who has made these paradigms? Who has created these standards? If somebody tells me, Rani, why have you dyed your hair pink? I'll laugh, But if somebody tells me, you have a bad character, you have no integrity, that's also a misconception, but I will get very upset. Both were not really true. But what made the difference in the reaction is because we are so aligned with our own sense of self-worth to how others perceive us. We don't understand that when somebody meets us, if they've had a good day and they meet me, they're just going to treat me like, great. Had a lousy day, I'm going to be the punching bag. If they meet a quiet, docile person, he's going to become a sticker. So 99% of the time, it's about other people. And we spend our whole lifetimes trying to be pleasing people, being loved by people. It's okay. But you have to ask yourself, have I done something to trigger this? If it's not, then you must understand. It is that person's journey, that person's wisdom. He's struggling with these things. And you have to go on with understanding who you are. You are here for your journey. So that is where, and once you're on your journey and you understand your place in the scheme of things and you start spending time in nature and you start feeling you're just one of those pearls in the necklace, and then you quieten down and then you hear the voice of divinity. And then things start changing. The noise and the chaos and the running has to stop.
Yeah.
And that is why, Seema, you look at the most successful people. They ought to be successful, and if they are so successful, they ought to be peaceful. Why aren't they? I am a very creative person. I like to be successful at what I do. I like to peak my potential. That's okay. But why isn't there peace then? It's how you do things. What was your intention? And when you start operating out of the power of your place in the universe, without which the entire jigsaw puzzle of the universe will never be complete. And as long as you're alive here in the body, you are a part of it. Whether you acknowledge it or not, whether you like it or not, you are. Once people know that this is my relevance, I matter, I belong, then they don't have to spend their life being validated, acknowledged, accepted, appreciated.
Yeah, in fact, when I was younger, going for an interview or whatever, I used to always wonder, why do I have to prove myself to this person just because he's in a seat of power and he can give me this job? Why is the world like that?
Absolutely. And when it rains on everybody's heads in that area.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't, work in a biased way. And who are we?
Yeah.
Nature, with all that power, with everything, doesn't discriminate. She knows that this person is here for a journey. It's a very conscious decision of choosing that we do on an everyday basis. And the most wonderful thing you can do for anybody is to introduce them to their own divinity, to their own power. It doesn't matter whether somebody gets a message or not, but everybody has that inner voice. For example, you're crossing the road and this lady is standing and you just help her across, this old lady. How do you feel? There's some warm feeling, no?
Yes.
And if you just ignore her, there's also another feeling.
Yeah.
And whether a person has done their PhD, whether a person is non-educated, if they have that spark of life and compassion, they will both feel the same thing. That is what unites us. As we grow up, we take the child in us and we throttle their sound and we just say, grow up, right? I tell people, like any flower, the core, the new petals are bigger, but they grow outside. The flower doesn't discard the center. That's where most basic thing happens. That is the most precious part of the flower. Our childhood, when we were unconditioned, that innocence, that purity, all our channels being totally open, that is in the center because it needs to be protected. That is at the core. We all carry a lot of shame, a lot of rejection. So we have to first love yourself. Look at all the areas in your life when that shame keeps coming back. And then say, no, you don't feel need to shame this. This is what you knew at that time. It's over. And most of the scars we carry are because this is right and that is wrong. And this is all the stigmas we carry, which was not in our control.
Yeah.
And then when we start getting cleansed, it doesn't need money. It just needs love for yourself. And out of that, when that debris goes and it starts flowing again, and you touch the lives of so many, that's what you're doing now. That's exactly what you're
trying, yeah.
You're already on your way. So what is happening in the world is there is an awakening. Now at least people talk about this. I used to think the occult was black magic. Somebody who had these tendencies, he said, are you into the occult? I said, no, I'm not. And he said, what do you understand by the occult? I said, black magic. He says, no, it is a deep spiritual sciences.
Yeah, right. So many times we do think, oh, I can't forgive. But then you forgive and you say, wow, I could forgive. And you feel great about it. But then you go deeper and you see that what was there to forgive.